right, so on this video, I'm going to show you how to open a tab so that as you're watching a video like this, you can go back and forth between answering questions if you have to answer questions. I'm also going to encourage you to use some strategies for listening to a recording for learning purposes. It's a little bit different than if you're watching a video just for fun. So we'll do more of that in class as well. This is just a quick one. All right. So here's the video that you might be watching. And let's say that your teacher, in the middle of this video called Navigating Google Apps and Creating a Google Doc, asks you to pause the video and answer a question on a Google Doc. Well, what you would do is you would come down to, if I can move this, there's a pause button right here. It's being hidden by my message. You would pause your video, and then you would come up to you see how I have all of these different things open? These are all tabs, what we call tabs. I have a lot of things going on here. Usually you won't have that many open. But I would come to the next available tab at this plus sign that would allow me to click it and open a new tab. And that's what I'm going to do. Okay, yours will come straight to Google, just like that. Okay, you might have a different background. Now I'm going to go to my waffle, this little icon right here, and I'm going to open up a Google Docs because my teacher wants me to answer questions while I watch that video right there. So I open that up. Okay, and just like anytime you start a new document, you have to come to this blank and press that. And there's your new document. Now, because my teacher said I'm going to watch this video on this tab that I was just at, I can click it and I'll go right back. There I am. I should name it something that has to do with the video I'm watching. But this is a really, really long title, isn't it? So what I'm going to do is come back to my Google Doc that I just opened up here at my tab. I'm going to click Untitled Document to rename it. And I'm going to call this Google Doc Video Questions. Okay. You can come up with something similar or shorter as long as it has to do with the video that you're watching. Okay. And so then remember, we are leaving the font alone. We're changing the size to 14 if we need to. And then we are typing our name with our last initial. We're going to hit the return or enter button, and we're going to type the day's date. Today is September 8th, and it's 2020. Okay? And then I hit return or enter twice, just like that. And then I can start answering questions. So the first question might be, what's the first step to watching a Google Doc? Well, if that's the question, I would answer it right here. The first thing you do is rename the document. Okay, and that's what we did here. We renamed it. It was called Untitled Document. Well, that's not going to help me find it later, so I have to give it a good name. Okay, this blue line is telling me I don't need a comma, so I'm going to fix that. I have a period at the end of my sentence. Okay, and then I can hit enter, and it'll automatically pop a number 2 up there for me. And I'll do the second answer to whatever the question is in the video. And so I'm going to come back up here and click that tab. Whenever I create a video for you that I ask you to stop or pause and then answer questions, you would be coming back to this after you answer it. You'd be pressing the play button, and you'd be listening until I ask you to pause it again. And at that time, you would pause it. You would come back to your Google Document tab up here, click open your document, and it's still there, and you can answer number 2. Okay? And you just keep going back and forth between the video you're watching and the document you're answering questions in. Okay? So that is how you pause your video, open a tab for a Google Doc, rename it, put your name and the date on it, and then answer the questions, returning to the video so that you can answer more questions.